All right, let's do this shit. I'm here with Steve. You still Kung Fu Panda or just Panda Banks now?
Just Panda Banks.
Steve Panda Banks, Muay Thai World Champion, super heavyweight, MMA fighter, fighting out of Phuket Top Team, headlining the FMD card on. Dates changed. Now is it the 22nd in the USA?
22nd in the USA, 23rd in Thailand, yes.
Yeah, and that's free on YouTube, isn't it?
Yes. Well,
Okay.
I'll have a full link and everything up soon.
Okay, wicked, man. And you're fighting Sam Cassidy.
Yes.
What do you know about him?
He's bigger than me. Other than that, I don't know.
Okay, you don't know anything. Do you watch tape on people?
No, I don't need to. I mean, I've got over 100 fights, so there's only a few things that'll happen. He'll punch at me, he'll kick at me, he'll throw elbows and knees.
So what is it? A Muay Thai fight? I wasn't sure what rules you were fighting on.
I'm fighting Trinity rules. First round is boxing, second round is Muay Thai, and third round is MMA.
Okay. What do you think about that then? Have you done it before?
I like it. I like the fact that I have to. It requires me to train all three disciplines at once.
Yeah. Radio. So which do you prefer? If you had to choose one, what do you like fighting?
Muay Thai. I love elbows, clinching, and knees.
Yeah. Wicked, man. Have you fought in FMD before?
No, this is actually my first time.
Have you ever been to any of the shows?
Unfortunately, no, I've not.
Okay. Yeah, because normally John has quite a party scene going on, so I'm just wondering what he said to you about what's going to happen and how it's going to take place. Do you know much about it?
Not right offhand. I know like the couple days before, we're supposed to be getting together, doing a little bit more filming, getting that ready. We did some promo video a couple days ago. So we just keep trying to work on it, doing more and more.
Mm-hmm. So what's your training look like now then? Do you just train normal or do you put anything in special for the training for this?
No, actually, I didn't change any of my training up really. I do more Muay Thai in the morning, BJJ in the middle of the day, and then Muay Thai again at night.
Okay, cool. So that's your everyday, not 365 days a year. But you don't do camps. You just train.
I don't. Well, I don't. I have a mixed opinions about camps. I believe if I was going to have a camp, I'm kind of. I shouldn't ever get out of shape. I should always be in fight shape at all times. So
you'll take
a fight camp for me is like 2 weeks.
Okay. Right. So you're pretty much always in shape, always ready to go.
Yeah, I stay in shape. I pride myself on being in the absolute best shape of a big guy that you can.
Yeah.
Like there's not many people who can outwork me in pads and training.
What do you normally weigh in at? What's your ideal weight?
Right now I'm walking around 125, 130 kg.
Oh, that's big. What? How tall are you again?
I like to eat.
I'm going to talk about
6'5".
6'5", because food's my thing. Like and I was going to ask you about that, but seeing as you said it, what's your cheat meal?
I think every meal is a cheat meal.
What's your meal that you like after a fight? What do you crave?
Food. I don't have a select thing that I want to eat. I'm more of I get to eat. Okay, I win. As long as I'm eating, I'm happy. So
So, how about Thai food? Do you like all of that? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I like spicy food. I grew up eating spicy food because of my mother. So for me, Thai food was great just because of spicy food.
Where's
I
your
like
mom from?
noodles, I like rice, I like chicken, I like beef, pork. I'm originally from North Carolina.
Yeah, so how come it's spicy food? Is it that what's my geography on the US isn't good about things like that. Well, how come you have spicy food there? What's the
Okay. Well, I mean, they got a little bit of spicy food, but my mother always loved spicy food.
got you.
So then
Uh-huh.
she ate a lot of spicy foods. I just ended up eating a lot of spicy foods.
Oh, okay, cool. So it's not that in that area that you have a lot of spicy food, because I know, like, isn't it Cajun food's quite spicy?
No,
But
not really.
Uh-huh.
They got cagey, but then they got a lot of the chili peppers.
Yeah.
Different ways that they do add spices, chili, pepper, different ways. A lot of like jalapenos. Like jalapenos right now are not spicy at all.
No. That those when you have sometimes, how many spices do you put in? Do you have pep McMahon, or do you just say pep when you're in Thailand?
I just say Thai hot. Let them cook it how they want it.
Uh-huh.
I'm probably one of the simplest people that I go. Like the restaurant I went to right before here. I ordered food, but I order it one meal or two meals.
Okay.
I have no idea what they gave me because I'm just happy. I'm happy because you remember when you were a kid, your mom would call you and say, "Dinner's ready." You come in, you eat, no matter what it is. You're going to eat it. If you don't, you starve. Well, I like that. I like that. It gives me the feeling of growing up again. Your mom calls you, tells you dinner's ready. You go in there and you eat whatever it is. So my meals are always different, and I never know what I'm getting.
Yeah, well, I've just been cycling around South America, and because I'd be lazy at times, I'd just type into Google Translators, "I eat anything. Give me what's the best thing you've got," and I just show them that on Google Translate. Just for a bit of fun more than anything, because I know it makes them laugh, and then they'll just give me their food. You know what I mean? You know, I don't care. I'm quite happy as long as it fills me up. So yeah, I understand what you mean. So,
what part of South Africa were you in?
Oh, South America. I flew over to Houston. I flew to Houston, cycled to Mexico City, then flew to Bogota, all around Colombia, down through Ecuador, then got stuck partway in Peru. So yeah, it was good.
All right, my ex-wife is from Bogota.
Okay, have you been to Colombia?
I have. I like Colombia. It was nice.
Yeah, I love it there. It's there in Thailand.
I've been down there. Yeah, they're nice.
Who's that? Is that a cat?
This one's Cookie.
Uh-huh.
No, it's a dog. It's a Pomeranian, yeah.
Okay, cool. How many dogs you got?
2.
Cool. Okay. Both Pomeranians?
Yeah, no, one's a Pom and one's just a mixed breed. Just a mutt.
Mm-hmm. Got you. How did you end up at Phuket Top Team then?
I had a fight in China, and I met one of the owners while I was over there. And they asked me if I wanted if I ever thought about coming over to Phuket to train Thailand, that I'd be more than welcome. And I up and moved.
Cool. How long have you been there for now?
I've been here for 5 years now.
5 years. Soon goes, doesn't it? I was in Thailand. I've been in Thailand for 11 years now, and it's like it's just gone.
Yeah,
I love it there.
Quick. It goes quick.
What's the good thing about training at Phuket Top Team?
The one thing I like about Phuket Top Team is we're always consistently having new and different styles coming in and out of the gym.
Yep.
You're always guaranteed to have all levels, all high level, low level, mid level, all the different. And most people that come to Thailand for training, people do come to Phuket because it's a holiday area. Mm-hmm. But most people that are coming for training, they come because they want to try to get better. So everybody has the same mindset that they want to become better.
Mm-hmm. When I lived in Phuket, I lived there for 6 or 7 months. I couldn't believe how many were coming to Thailand to train. And I don't know what it's like to Phuket Top Team, but what amazed me most is to be women, probably a little bit younger than me, and in their 40s coming to train on their own, like, and stay for a month. It's like, I found that super cool, like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, now
like,
the youngest that I've actually seen over here has been 16.
16?
Yeah, he came over when he was 16 for the entire summer.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, by
So,
himself, and I don't think my parents would allow me to do that one.
No, or they wouldn't have paid for it. Mine wouldn't.
Yeah, I'd have had to pay for that one myself.
Yeah. So where do you prefer? America, China, or Thailand?
I like Thailand because this is the only country I've ever been to that people, you walk down the road and you smile at a random person, they smile back. If you do that anywhere else in the world, people look at you and think, "What's wrong with you? What are you looking at? What are you smiling at me for?" Yeah, I like the fact.
Something. Go on.
Go ahead.
That's something I say all the time when people say, "Why do I like Thailand so much?" There's two things that I say. One is I can smile at people. I can smile at 16-year-old girl or something. I smile at her. She smiles at me. I walk past. And no one thinks anything of it, but both of you feel a little bit better for that day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, if I do that when I go to Liverpool, it's like people go, "What the fuck are you looking at, you paedophile?" Oh, hang on a minute, you know what I mean?
And all you're trying to do is be nice. Go a little happy, little small gesture. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. The other one I like, I don't know what your Thai's like, mine's a bit iffy, is I'll go to the market and they're trying to speak a little bit of English. I'm trying to speak a little bit of Thai. And we both get one. I buy something off them. I get what they sell something to me. Both of you are laughing. You walk away and you feel good about that. I really enjoy that. Yeah,
there's one thing I do like about here is they're willing to try to help out and be the beneficial for both sides. They don't just say, "No, it's my way or the highway."
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And people will help you and not expecting any money.
Yeah.
Which is quite nice. Like when I went to Morocco.
That was the one thing I liked about when the pandemic happened, when they did the lockdown. Man, I saw people handing food out, coming together, cooking together, helping each other out all around the area, just to make sure everybody got to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. And I don't know how it was back home or anything, but I know how people are back home. It's not the same way.
Mm-hmm.
People here, they're willing to help.
How was it at the gym?
They shut down. They had to close down for a couple months due to the lockdown. So we did a lot of like front yard, right in the patio area, shadow boxing and moving and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So what else is Phuket empty now, or is, because I see there's loads of people.
It's definitely slow. It's like, it pretty much reminds me of slow season, but less.
Radio.
Like, I mean, I prefer it when there's a lot of people because it's always the fast motion, always go, 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 go. Mm-hmm. So everything, wherever you're traveling, if you're training, everybody's always willing to up and go and help out and be ready to go. That's the one thing I did like about high season, because there's always somebody willing to put in a little extra work here and there wherever you go.
Okay. So do you spend most of the time in the gym or resting?
I'm either at the gym or I rest. I don't really go, I mean, I go longboarding.
Okay.
Just go longboard, go walk, just to walk my dogs, play with my dogs. But that's about it. I don't really venture out and do. I mean, I go to temples, but I've been here for 5 years, so I've seen the majority of the temples and everything you can see.
Temples and markets, isn't it? And beaches. That's what you see the first time in Thailand, isn't it?
Yeah. Once you see them all, you're like, okay, I've seen it all.
Yeah. The only one that that was different for me was that the one in Chiang Rai, the White Temple.
Yeah,
I
the
found
White
that
Temple.
cool. Have you been there?
Yes, I went there 4 years ago.
Yeah, I really liked it there. I thought there was a really
Yeah.
nice feeling there. And yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah,
So,
my little sister came and visited me last
uh-huh,
year,
yep,
and when she came, she actually went up to the Chiang Rai and got to see the White Temple, and she absolutely
cool.
loved it.
Yeah, it's I found it really different, and the whole story about it's really good, isn't it? Because it's like an artist who changed it, and he doesn't want any money for it, really, and everything. It's quite a cool
Yeah.
idea. So, how many brothers and sisters have you got then?
There was a total of 7 of us.
Wow,
I
I didn't
had
realize I'd
2 older
see that anyway.
brothers. I had 2 older brothers, 2
Uh-huh.
older sisters, a younger brother, younger sister.
Wow. So is that how you learned to fight? At
No,
home
actually,
or?
the first person to ever break my nose was my mother.
Go on, tell us about that.
Well, I told her, I said, I want a box. And my mom was like, all right, put your hands up. I'm like, all right, cool. So we started boxing. She punched me and broke my nose.
How old were
And
you then?
my response, 12,
Okay.
maybe 12,
Were you always
13.
big?
Do what?
Were you always big, a big guy? Or
No, actually, I was very lean going in. I was short and lean going into high
yep.
school in 9th grade. In pounds, I was 160 pounds,
Okay.
lightweight.
Yep.
I think that's like close to 70 kg.
Uh-huh. Yeah, about that.
Then I went up to 180 to 240 to 295.
Uh-huh. So is that when you started boxing at 12, or did it take longer?
No, actually, I didn't. It didn't really take off until after college.
Okay.
After I left college, I started training MMA.
Got you. Right.
I started training MMA with some guys. Ended up getting bottled in a club, and when I
Yep.
hit the ground, I didn't know what I was doing. So
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, maybe I should go train. If I'm going to do this for a job, I don't need to be getting bottled and beat up. So I
Yep.
was like, all right, maybe I'll learn how to defend myself. And I
Yeah.
ended up getting moved into fighting 2 weeks later after starting to train.
Well, that was quick. So
Yeah, it was
there's an
fun.
MMA fight or a
Yeah, amateur MMA, yes.
Is that when you were a bouncer?
Yes.
So what was the
I
bit
think it
where
was
you?
like 22, 23.
What was the bit where you were kicking bags on the farm? What was that?
I never really kicked on the bag on like the bags on the farm where you kick like what are they? I don't even know what they're called. They got like the medicine bag to where like the bulls will hit it.
Oh, okay.
Like they're I don't know what they're really called. They're like sandbags to where they just hang there to where they use it to knock flies off of themselves. Okay. So I mean that would be something that I would use on the farm.
So what was it like for you growing up? Were you like real country place where you grew up, or?
Growing up, I used to live with my great aunt and uncle. I lived on a farm, a chicken farm.
Okay.
A chicken and cattle farm. But we've lived in the projects. We lived up in the country, a little bit of city here and there, a little bit everywhere.
So a lot of people think fighters always have a bad background growing up. What was your background like? Was it you have a good childhood, or?
I was that kid that asked why on everything.
Radio.
I was the kid that would piss your parents off to where when you go, I need you to do this. Why do I need to do that? Because I said so. Well, I said so doesn't give me a reason why I need to do it. So I mean, I was an asshole kid.
Got you. Were you like that in school?
I questioned everything. Say again?
Were you like that in school as well?
No, actually, when I went to school, about middle school, I actually started straightening up and paying attention to classes and teachers because of my coaches. They changed my outlook on it. When I went to high school, I moved in with my grandmother up in Kentucky, and I decided, all right, I want to try to make it to college ball to play college football, American football, and you had to have a certain amount of grades, certain grades, certain all little odds and ends here, and had everything I could.
What? How come you stopped playing football?
I blew my left shoulder out. I've got 5 pins in my left shoulder.
Whoa. Does that affect you now, or is it?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's obviously when I'm grappling, it doesn't have the flexibility that it once had.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's feels strong, doesn't pop out or anything, so I think it does all right.
Is that why you had to have the pins in there, because it would be popping out, or what happened to that injury?
I shredded my labrum.
Okay.
If you got the ball of your arm, the membrane covers it around. Mine was completely shredded. So basically, it was out of, like, you could pull my arm and it would come out of place.
Yeah. Oof. Shoulder joints are bad as well, aren't they? Like, so how long did that take for it to heal?
2 years.
Jeez.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Then that window for playing football had gone, then, yeah?
Well, because in American football, you have every year that you're playing, you've got a new set of kids that are coming in that are leaving college that have the same desire you do. But then once you take an injury like I did, it's like, okay, now I've got other guys that are coming in that are stronger than I am now. They're just as athletic. And I didn't have the desire to keep playing.
Okay. Because it's brutal, isn't it, when you play football? For like head
honestly, if I went back to when I was a kid, with the knowledge that I know now, I would say I would never want to play again.
Because of the head trauma.
And I played over 20 years because of the head trauma. I've taken way too many headshots in it, and I believe that it's not very beneficial.
No.
Yes, they do try to protect the players now. I think that's great.
Yep.
But I just feel that I can use my head for something other than just a hat rack.
Yeah. When I watched that Concussion, it really opened my eyes. Is it Concussion, the one with Tom Hanks? I can't think of his name now. But yeah,
I know Will Smith has the movie Concussion.
Yeah, that really opened my eyes.
I've been around the sport long enough that I actually know more dummies from American football than I do fighting.
Yeah.
And when I say that, it's like that punch drunk. I didn't know what it was until a couple of years ago. I mean, obviously you hear about it, but then when you meet someone who is punch drunk, you go, oh, okay, now I understand. Now I know why I don't want to become that.
When you do spar heavy?
Unfortunately, no. I actually don't spar a lot of heavyweights. In my opinion, I prefer the smaller guys.
Yep.
But the reason why, because they're supposed to be faster than me.
Yep.
I prefer, if they're faster than me, I'm probably going to be able to, if I can stop their speed when it comes to heavyweight, I believe that I can adjust and change my way of training and sparring to change in a fight. To where if you're throwing power, yes, you can still hit me. Yes, you can still drop me. But a small guy can do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I believe there are times that you should go hard, but no, I don't prefer it.
So more like the Thai style of sparring, which is pop, 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 pop. Yeah. Just touch.
Yes. I much prefer that.
Yeah, it's
I'm
the
a
time.
I'm a kicker.
It's just playful, isn't it?
Yes. Like me, I'm a kicker. I love to kick.
Uh-huh.
But me swinging my leg is like swinging a crowbar at you. I
Yeah.
know it doesn't feel good.
Mm-hmm.
And I've had other heavyweights kick me. I mean, I know what it's like.
Yeah.
So I know that if we're sparring and I kick you 20 times every round, you're not
Yep.
going to spar me no more. You're going to try to find another way to go to find somewhere else to spar just because
Uh-huh.
you don't want to take that damage in sparring.
Yeah.
So I'm okay
How many?
with the touch.
Are there many big guys at your gym at the moment?
We actually just had two other big guys sign up today, actually.
Okay, cool.
Last week I sparred two guys that were over 100 kg. And then the guy today, one of the guys today is about 110 kg came in.
Okay, nice. So that helps with grappling now as well, doesn't it?
Yes, it definitely helps in grappling. I even like grappling the smaller guys because they
Yeah.
can do things that guys my size just can't do.
Yeah, and normally their technique's a lot better, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, big guys, we use our size and power over technique a lot, and it's to
Yeah.
me, I think it's much more beneficial to use technique. So I try to use more technique over it than anything.
So I've got to ask this one. I've seen something about doing cheerleading. How did that happen?
I actually cheerlead 3 years in college.
How did that happen?
Cheered 3 years in college. I did work study.
Yep.
In college, work study for the coach, the cheerleading coach up in the office. And she convinced me to try out, and I'm like, oh no, it's not for me. It's not something I'm going to enjoy. Blah blah
Yep.
blah. And I ended up meeting a girl I fell in love with at the time,
Cool.
and it was one of those things that it hooked me because I got along well with her so well that it surprised me. And I was able to do a sport, and I actually got a lot stronger playing American football. I'm sorry, being a cheerleader than I did in American football.
So is it a lot
Because
more
of
core?
the technique. Say again.
Is it more core strength that they need?
Yeah, it is definitely a lot more core strength. It's more every drill that you do in cheerleading is explosive.
Okay.
When you're throwing the girl above you, it's explode. You go you fully stand and explode up because you want to get her as high as you can, or where you need to get her. But it's also when you're throwing, it's control. Because I can take one girl who's 45 kg, throw her to where her feet land on my shoulders, or throw her up to where my hands are extended, and I had to catch her feet on top of my hands.
Okay.
So you learn a lot of the control and stability from cheerleading.
Okay. Wow.
And the one thing I will say that cheerleading helped out more than anything is getting me over stage fright. Performing in front of people, I never cared for it. It wasn't something that I ever expected to ever do. But then once I started cheerleading, I'll go out and do a cartwheel in front of anybody, flop on the ground, and it doesn't bother me now. I'm willing to go out and have a good time.
So do you reckon that helped you with fighting?
Yes.
Getting into the ring.
Yes. I believe it definitely helped me out.
What do you feel before a fight? With having that many fights, is there that?
It's just another day.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I was talking to Will Choke.
There we go. When you know how like when most people look at fighting, When they get in there, they're
Yep.
like, all right, we got to do this.
Yep.
The one thing that I did that made me feel that it's not less strain and stress
Yeah.
is I look at every fight it's just hard sparring. That's it.
Okay.
It's
Yep.
not a life or death. They're not trying to take my life. It's
Mhm.
just a live hard sparring. That's it.
Okay.
And that right there, that alone took away the whole idea of, I've got to be stressed out and worried. It just doesn't bother me
Mhm.
anymore. When
I
I first
suppose after that
started,
many.
they didn't like it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Like
So
now
like
I'm
Will
I'm
was.
over 100 fights now.
Mhm. Will was saying that to me. He's like, sometimes I wish I could get more of that adrenaline because I'm going in. So yeah, it's just another day, and I'd like to
Yeah.
get some of that adrenaline back. But
You know, I've only had the adrenaline
yeah,
2 or 3 times in my entire career.
yeah, huh?
It was not something that really took off the adrenaline part. Never really spiked me, as
Okay,
I know it like some people get. When I got
yep,
my biggest adrenaline rush, when it comes to fighting, is when I got asked if I wanted to fight for the WBC world title, and
okay,
that I mean, God, that sent me over the top. Like I was
uh-huh,
overly. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I called my trainer, and I was like, "All right, we start tomorrow, and here we
uh-huh.
go, and this and that, and okay." And then it's like trying to prepare everything last second.
You won that fight.
Yes,
When
won
was
it
that?
in the third round.
Third round. When was that? And where?
Second,
When was that and where? I can't.
February the 23rd, 2017,
Okay,
in Rajadam Stadium,
uh-huh. And do you still hold the
in
belt?
a show, Best of Siam. No, right now the WBC heavyweight.
Yep,
They combine heavyweight and super heavyweight together.
yep. Oh, all sorted.
Yeah, no, it was
Um,
the gym makes me dinner.
okay, nice.
So they were messaging me, let me know dinner was ready.
Uh-huh. So you live on site?
Yes.
So what do they have? Do they have dorms there for people, or how does it work there for the
Yeah, they
pros?
have they've got dorms.
Yep.
You have the budget rooms and you've got the rooms with air conditioning and separate
Uh-huh.
bathrooms.
Okay, cool. So
They gave
do you
the one
coach
that
there
I
as
have.
well?
Say again.
Oh, God. No, don't tell me, please.
Like the room that I've got, it's got a personal bathroom. But where
Uh-huh.
I'm at, because I've got 2 dogs, I'm
Yeah,
at the very back end, which is perfect for me.
yeah.
And it works out well for them.
Okay, nice. So as a pro fighter there, do you have to coach as well, or is that?
I don't have to.
Yep.
I can just work and worry about and concentrate on myself. But in
Uh-huh.
my opinion, I believe I'll be a way better coach than I'll ever be a fighter.
Okay.
So
Do you prefer the?
I use my knowledge to try to help out the other guys.
Okay, well, I can't remember. I was talking to you. I think that when I had him the other day, and I'm not an expert by any means, but I was teaching some friends some jiu-jitsu. They'd come round to my house because I had some mats. And I noticed how much more when I break things down, when I'm coaching, how much more I learn about what I was doing.
Yeah.
You know, and I enjoy coaching. I'm too old for doing anything else now, so
Yeah.
I enjoy coaching.
Never too old. Never too old.
I'm 50, man. I had two amateur MMA fights when I was 45, and
Yeah.
I couldn't get one after that. So I think I'm done now.
No,
I'm struggling.
I like the idea. I like the idea of coaching because it
Uh-huh.
keeps me active.
Yeah.
It keeps me active, keeps me moving, and I'm able to share the knowledge that I have with the younger generation.
Uh-huh. Would you like to stay in Thailand? Sorry, go on.
If I could stay in Thailand, I would. I'll stay here as long as I can because I do love Thailand. I like the way that people treat each other.
Yep.
People treat each other happy and respectful.
Okay.
Obviously, wherever you go, there will be people who don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also not a guy. I'm not going to go to a club, drink all night, and try to drink and drive and any of that at night or anytime. Pretty much, I'm happy and relaxed and do my simple life.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, that's where you start getting into trouble, isn't it? When you're in nightclubs and bars late at night. That's when bad things normally happen. And that's where you meet the kind of people.
Yeah, it doesn't go over real well. When it happens, it happens. It doesn't go good.
Mm-hmm. How about China? You were in China for quite some time. Did you live there or just fly in?
I would fly in. I think I've been to China 20, 30 times now.
Uh-huh.
I've been going to China since 2009.
Okay.
There's been a couple. I love it. I like China.
Mm-hmm. How did you start going to China?
I went in 2008 when they had that big earthquake in China.
Okay.
Guy named Dennis Warner on WCK. It's a World Combat Kickbox. I know I'm messing it up. WCK out of the West Coast. Well, he was doing a relief benefit in Nanjing, China.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, not Nanjing. That was another show. I went to we fought in Beijing.
Okay.
They had the 2008 Olympics. Then they had the earthquake. Well, we did a 2009 January was an earthquake relief benefit fight card.
Mm-hmm.
And that was my first fight in China was in Beijing, the Olympic Centers.
Okay, cool. And then just more people asked you back, and then
a lot of the couple of other bigger shows over here, they'd seen me and they just would ask me, "Hey, are you available?" Yeah, let's go. I'm keen for it. And it just so happened that I ended up enjoying it and going back and forth, enjoying it.
Cool. Yeah, I work in China, so I'm mixed on China. I love Thailand. I don't mind China now. When I first went there, it was a real culture shock because it is very different.
It is different. It's definitely different.
You know, people bang into you in the street and they don't think anything of it. And if you bang into them, they don't think anything of it either, do they? So
yeah, they don't. Over there, they're definitely different. In the U.S., anywhere else, I know you back into them, they got a problem. Over here in Thailand, you bang. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry. Well, I was the one that was in the wrong, but they're the ones that are apologizing.
Yeah. So I'm used to China now, so I don't mind it so much. Did you ever Guangzhou? Because there's quite a few fights up there.
Guangzhou?
Guangzhou.
Begins
with a Z.
I'd have to look on my map.
Oh, yeah.
Because like you can take a dart and just throw it at a map, and I've been probably really close to there.
Oh, okay. So you fought all over China then, yeah?
Yes, I fought all over China.
And that's where they gave you that.
The majority of the eastern side of China where I've mostly been at, but I have been a little bit on the west side of China.
And that's where they christened you Kung Fu Panda, wasn't it?
Yes, it was actually my very first fight in 2009.
Oh, okay. That really sold the deal for you, didn't it? There.
It did. Not everybody, because I mean, I don't have a six pack. I've got a gut. I'm a big guy. I'm always usually happy. I will smile in the middle of a fight. I will talk in the middle of a fight. I know most people are not used to that. Yeah. If you hit me with a good shot, I have no problem telling you, "Oh, that was a good one," right in the middle of the fight.
Yep.
I've had several people that'll tell me to shut up right in the middle of the fight because they're not used to having someone talk to them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm like that when I'm grappling and things. Oh, well done. Yeah, you nearly got me there. That was really good. I didn't see that.
Yep.
And I remember at one gym, I heard people moaning about me saying that as I was leaving. I didn't know whether to go back and say, look, it's not because I think I'm better than you. I just talk. You know what I mean? I like talking.
Same. Like I'll get to the point where I'll be grappling and people are like, man, you never shut up. Like, well, why are you listening to me? You know, I'll just end up talking right in the middle. If you get in a good position and I talk to you and it gets you out of your position, that's on you.
Yep.
It's not on me. Like I'm 100%. If you get me, you get me.
There's nothing in the rules to say you can't talk, is there?
Exactly. Like I'm hoping for this next one, because I think with the COVID lockdown, to not having any fans or anything, people are actually going to get to actually hear me talk. Because I mean, I sing and dance and talk in the middle of a fight, and it's not something people are used to hearing.
Mm-hmm.
So especially like I'll sit there, I'll sing Christmas carols. Just the most random things in the world. You know, I'll tell people their feet smell. Just the most random stuff in the world. I've asked people what they want for Christmas. Yeah. From you name it. Just because, why not? Mm-hmm. I don't have to talk trash.
What's the best thing that's come back for you? Who's the best one where you've had a conversation with someone and you both got into it? Wow,
actually, I was fighting a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of mine now, Tony Johnson Jr. He's an ACA heavyweight, MMA fighter. He fought in Bellator. He fought in ONE FC. Now he's up in ACA. He took me down in a fight. In his corner goes, "Oh, brother, we're sorry, but we had to take you down." And I responded to him. I'm like, "No, it's okay. I completely understand." And they were like, "Huh?" And they just completely didn't expect it. And Tony hit me with a beautiful elbow, cut my eye open, everything. As soon as it hit, and you know, he was really good at ground. He's still good at ground and pound. And like right in the middle of the fight, we're talking. And I'm like, "Man, you're not supposed to be this good at grappling." And all right, I'm gonna open my guard. Come on, try to pass it. But that's the way we fought. We just talked the whole time. And then ever since after that fight, me and him have been good friends.
Oh, okay. Wicked. So that's the best one for that. What's your favourite fight?
My favorite fight?
Can you remember them all?
The WBC title fight.
Yeah. What was that? What was the feeling when they put that belt around you?
It was different because, you know, like when you do like the pose off where they put the belt in between you. Like you both was. I couldn't touch it because it wasn't my belt, so I couldn't touch it. So I'm like, I can't touch it. I'm not. It's not mine. I can't. It's got to be. I can only touch it when it's mine. Okay. Like I vowed like 13 years before that if I ever fought for the WBC, that's what I wanted. I wanted the WBC world title. Okay. When I hit him and he went down, I stepped forward and I looked at him like, "Don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up, don't get up." Because I was in a moment like, "Oh my God, he went down. What's going on? What do I do? What do I do?" I went to the corner and, you know, the referee's counting. And I'm going 1, 2, wait, 2, no, 3, wait. How many? What's he doing? What number is he on? And as soon as you know he waved the fight, it was the adrenaline just dropped. Yeah, and I was just like, I've done it. I accomplished a goal for something I accomplished that I put on my plate 13 years before, and it's like, wow, I've actually done it. I've actually done exactly what I wanted to do. Yeah. And that was how long did that last for? I boarded the plane to go fight in China like 3 hours after fighting because I fought like 2 days later.
So not long then.
Yeah, no real time to celebrate. Because what they do is they have a show belt, and then they mail us a new belt, a brand new belt. So the show belt, I was like, Nung, my trainer's nickname is Nung. And I was like, Nung, take my gloves. I take my gloves because I wanted to touch the belt. They're like, wait, photo before we do the photo. So we did all the photos, and I've still got the belt around my waist. And I'm like, Nung, take my gloves off. He's like, okay, no problem. So now he's taking my gloves off. Well, they take the belt from me. And I'm like, no. And they're like, show belt. And I'm thinking, I just won the belt and I've never touched the belt. I'm like, this is horrible. Well, I go to China, and then I believe it was Wednesday afternoon or Thursday afternoon. The new belt came in the mail. And as soon as I got the message, it popped up and says, hey, you have a package at the office. I dropped everything I was doing and went to the gym and got my belt.
Okay. Does it come in a case?
It doesn't. It comes in a travel case container, but not like a case or something you would put on the wall.
Okay. Because I remember my friend. I think he had the WBC Intercontinental Boxing Asia Intercontinental for boxing. That he had that in a case. Like I didn't know whether they came like that. Put it in.
I have a friend of mine who does a lot of woodworking. Yeah. And he's told me that he'll bake me a personal case if I want a case. And I was like, oh, absolutely. I definitely want to have me a wooden case with a glass top on it.
Yep. Do you have it on show in the gym, or do you have it in your room?
Yeah, I have it at the gym. At the gym on show.
Okay, nice. Who else is coming out?
Like I've got a total of 3 WBC. I've got the national, international, and the world. The national, international back home, but the world's here at the gym.
Nice. Who else is it in your gym that we should look out for out of Phuket Top Team?
You got Ben Royal. Ben Royal has a fight for 1FC coming up. He's from the UK.
The other week, actually. I messaged him the other week because I was hoping he was in the UK because I wanted to do something with him. But I'll get in touch with him if he's fighting in 1FC.
Yeah, I believe it's the 22nd. Or no, I believe it's the 23rd at nighttime is when they're showing. I'm not 100% on the date.
But
I know that he's got a fight coming up very soon for 1FC.
All right, wicked. I'll hit him up then.
Yep. So, we've got JJ. He's like 6-1, 6-2 in MMA. He's from England as well.
Okay.
We got Casey Pinto. I call her Pinto. I know she's in negotiations for a fight. I don't know exactly where. But then we've got Henry, Claire. They're both fighting the same weekend that I fight. They fight in Bangkok the day before I fight.
Nice. Who's the head coach at Phuket Top Team?
Von Lee.
Von Lee. Still there, yeah?
Yeah.
I know I knew that a while ago, but I didn't know if he was still there.
Yeah, he's still here.
Cool. One more thing I want to ask you is, what's the thing with being a mortician? You're a qualified mortician now, aren't you?
Yes. The one thing I love about it is it's a job that's guaranteed to be around no matter what.
Yep.
You're guaranteed work.
Yeah.
And I always felt that, it's the two oldest professions in the world is mortician and prostitution. I think I've got a better chance to make more money being a mortician than a prostitute.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I don't know though. There are some niche markets for those things, though.
Yeah, there are some, but I'm not. It's not for me. I'd rather earn my way another way.
So how did you end up doing that? Is it something you just chose to do or fell into?
When I was a kid, I believe I was in second grade or third grade. The teacher goes, when they always ask your kids, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Yep.
Well, I was like, I want to be the guy who buries dead people. Everybody thought I was crazy. Well, they actually called my mother to the school and was like, your son said this. And my mom goes, yeah, what's the problem? She, we believe it's inappropriate for him to be saying something like that. And they go, and my mother goes, well, why? He wants to be a mortician. He knows what he wants to be. What is wrong with him saying that? Well, he shouldn't say that he wants to bury dead people. Why? That's what he wants to do. And my mother was very supportive of it. Oh, it was great. And my mother looked at him like, you wasted my day by wanting to tell me that my son wants to be a mortician. But because he is 7 or 8 years old and doesn't know the term mortician, you got a problem. Because I'm like, it's the Undertaker. I want to bury dead people.
Yeah.
And my reason for wanting to do it was my grandmother was a florist.
Yeah.
My mother, when she was going to go to when she graduated high school, she even mentioned that was something that she may have been interested in.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was when my grandmother's being in a florist, you're always dealing with funeral homes.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. And I was like, well, what about why this, why that? And it come down to, it's a job that can be around. I'm guaranteed work. And it's a job that I can use to help other people. Yeah. Everybody else wants to be a fireman, a police officer. Well, you got to have somebody burying the dead bodies.
Yeah, yeah, fair play. Like, especially and then still carrying it out from that age is a crazy one. So,
yeah, a lot of the teachers didn't like it, but but it is what it is. I mean, I fell in love with it, and I still think it's probably one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Yeah, because it's always there to fall back on when you retire from fighting, isn't it? You know what I mean? If there's no coaching jobs about, So
right.
I read something about
even when I do go full coaching, I'm still gonna do it. I just think it's the right path. I'll end up doing coaching, but then I'll also work in a funeral home.
Yeah. That seems a good thing. And most of the time you'll coach in the evening if you go back to the States, won't you? So.
Yes.
So
over here it's morning and night.
Yeah. People come full, don't they, to town. But that's quickly before, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but about being bullied, that you got a lot of, well, not a lot, but certain amounts of bullying when you're growing up, even though you're a big guy.
I did get bullied a lot when I was a kid because we grew up in a poor family.
Okay.
So people would, like, oh, look at your shoes, you little fatty, you're cheap, you buy your stuff, you're poor, you're this, you're that. Well, me as a kid, I'm like, okay, if you don't like me, why are you talking to me? Oh, it's because we're better than you. You'd always get the different things and say, okay, fine. If you don't like me, so what? Pick on me all you want, because the way I looked at it, if you picked on me, you didn't pick on someone else. Because I got to the point to where I'm like, you can pick on me all you want, but don't pick on them.
Okay.
I've got a thick skin, but if I saw you picking on someone else, it's like, hang on a second. Like, why are you picking on them? Pick on me all you want. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I know. And I think that it could do with a bit more of that from the world at the moment, of people not being so, worried about how things feel. Like over the last 12 months, I've really changed how I am about getting angry about stuff and relaxing about stuff. And the world's so much easier when you've got that sort of attitude that you've got.
Yeah.
No.
I learned a long time ago. Like one of my number one sayings is "no worries." I've got it tattooed like on my knuckles. And
Yep.
what it means to me is for me, no matter what someone does to me,
Yep.
maybe the next day it's probably not going to bother me.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I do from day to day to day, it's at the moment kind of thing. No matter what
Yeah.
someone tries to say to me or do to me, if I don't let it bother me, it doesn't bother me.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't like trying to leave it on my shoulder like a peg on my shoulder to upset me later down the road. It doesn't
Mm-hmm.
bother me. If you can call me fat, you can make fun of me all you want. Okay,
Yep.
fine. If that's what you need to do to feel good about yourself, go ahead. I'm 100% okay with it because there's
That.
nothing nobody can do that will hurt my feelings.
Mm-hmm. That's a great attitude to have. Oh, the other one's coming in now. What's it? Because
Yeah.
there's a talking to people today about my trip, and they were like, "Weren't you worried that, like, because I had to run in with the Mexican cartel, and they're like, you know, it's like, well, if they take everything, they take everything. It's just stuff, you know. It's not a big deal as long as they don't kill.
Yeah.
It's just stuff, and there's several times in my life where I've had just enough in a bag. You know, I've lost loads of things, and you. It's sort of freeing when you're free of stuff and things like that. You know what I mean? And that's probably one of the reasons I like being in Thailand. I don't feel the need to accumulate stuff, and I don't have to have the new big telly, and I feel that when I'm back in the UK now. You know, where it's like all about the car that you're driving and the clothes that you're wearing. I don't really care anymore.
I've actually not had a TV since '99.
Whoa! I don't know if I could do that though.
Yeah.
I need something to watch.
I couldn't tell you a single TV show that's online or anything. I can like what is it one? The Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Never seen
it.
Don't know anything about it. Nope.
So what do you do? Do you
all
read
the different ones. I read, I do a little bit of research. I like to learn about aquaponics, hydroponics, all the different ways of growing vegetables organically, naturally, how to use solar power, just randomly trying to learn different things. One thing I started trying to learn how to do is how to use, like how to carve in leather.
Okay.
Why not?
Wow.
Something to do.
No. A friend of mine, I've just been visiting a friend of mine, and since the last time I seen him, he started doing woodwork with chainsaws and doing like hedgehogs and giraffes and all sorts of things. I think it's really cool. You know what I mean? He's doing his and it looks really good. You know, one thing I was looking at was microgreens, which I think could be a thing for the future. I know it's in Canada and America. It's getting bigger. Because I like to things that help.
I looked at shrimp farming.
Yeah.
Like freshwater prawns.
Yep.
In the U.S., it's a $8 billion industry.
Wow.
With over 85 to 90% imported.
Okay.
Even in the UK. In the UK, it's the same thing. It's like $1 billion industry, and how much of it's imported there? It's 80 to 90% imported. Yeah.
I remember I read something once. In Scotland, they used to farm the prawns or get the fresh prawns. They'd fly them to Thailand to be peeled, and then they'd fly them back to sell them in the UK. Seriously.
Honestly, it would not surprise me.
Legit.
It would not surprise me. What part of England are you from?
Wales or the northwest, really. So close cities of Manchester. But
Okay.
I haven't lived
I
here
actually lived
for
in Nottingham.
12 years. In Nottingham?
Yes.
Okay.
I
How
was
long ago
there.
was
I was
that?
there for about 6 months. 2002, 2003.
Uh-huh. Who did you train with over there?
Dan Hardy.
Oh, so Lee Livingston, you know him?
I
Was
know
he
the
still
name.
there?
I never got to meet him. I
Okay,
didn't.
because
I didn't
he's
get to
up
meet
in
him.
Bangkok now.
Yeah.
So,
The
so
guy the main guy that I trained with was Dan Hardy,
yep.
Owen Comrie, and a little
Uh-huh.
bit with Paul Daly. Like I've met Paul Daly back over
Yep.
here, but Dan
Yep.
Hardy and Owen Comrie were the two main.
Uh-huh.
Remember Wayne Kurt, another
Yep.
guy there that I trained with and worked with there.
Was it Roughhouse then still?
It was Rough House, but where I trained at was honestly I don't remember the name of it. I can tell you, I can
Okay.
point at it and say, "Yep, right there." It was right by
Uh-huh.
the riverfront, and
Yep.
we were up in a room, so I ended up training a lot up in there, and I liked it.
Uh-huh. How come you came to the UK for fights or?
I have fought in England or the UK twice.
Uh-huh.
I know I fought Daniel Sam at O2 Arena.
Okay.
2018, 2019, I believe. I think it was
Great.
2018.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I love is Ribena. I love Ribena.
Ribena.
Oh
Radio.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like
I
it. I haven't
enjoy
had
it.
it. It's full of sugar, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yeah,
It's good.
I
I
like
like enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. It's rhubarb I miss. I don't know if you had rhubarb while you were over here.
I'm not sure.
It's a plant, like an orange plant, a reddy orange plant. So it's what
Okay.
I can't really get when I'm abroad. Although there's a
Yeah.
shop in Bangkok that sells like rhubarb and cherry cakes. So when I go there, I buy a load of them to take home with me. So how do you get out for sponsors? Who's your sponsors? So to round it off, so we can.
Like my main one of my main partners, obviously my main sponsor is Phuket Top
Yep.
Team.
Uh-huh.
They're one of my main. It's my gym that I train out of.
Yep.
Wolf Pals out of Puerto Rico.
Uh-huh.
Out of San Juan, Puerto Rico. They sell like bandanas,
Yep.
handkerchiefs, and different things for dogs.
Okay.
I know there's Booster Fightwear is
Yep.
another one of my sponsors.
Uh-huh.
Gorilla Supplements here in Phuket. They provide me all my nutrients, all
Yep.
my protein powders, anything that I need for training. Booster gives me my gear,
Yep.
training pad works, pads,
Mm-hmm.
leg shields, shin guards, everything I need for training.
Oh, so they sell all that too?
Yes, they do.
Oh.
They sell all that. I just got fortunate enough to get sponsored by them and able to use them.
Wicked.
I've used the float tank. I've been sponsored by them in the past.
Yep.
There's another, and I'm really bad with them, but it's a personal company back home, Burma Doodle. They sell Burma Doodles, designer dogs.
Okay. Uh-huh.
It's out of Louisville, Kentucky area.
Yep.
But I'm really bad with their name.
Okay. I just thought I'd give you a chance to say your sponsors. So is there anything
I
else?
definitely appreciate them.
Uh-huh. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
No, I appreciate you having me on. It definitely benefits. I hope everybody tunes in on the 22nd USA time, Thailand time. USA Eastern Standard Time will be 8 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. So I think it'll be in middle of the night for y'all. And here it's Sunday morning, the 23rd.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm heading off to Africa next week. I've had enough of the UK now.
Oh, nice.
So
nice.
I want to get to China or Thailand, but they're not open, so I'll go to Africa for a bit.
Yeah.
So
you said you bike, right?
I was
You
cycling,
cycle.
but I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave my bike here. It was just one of those things that I wanted to do. It's not. I'm not really a cyclist as such. Normally, my exercise is a train Muay Thai, but I just decided I want to go away. I want to do that. I want to see South America. So I thought I'll take a year off and go cycling around South America. And it was awesome. Best thing. It was superb. Just meeting people was the best thing about it. You know what I mean? Beautiful, but meeting and having random conversations was amazing. So hopefully I'll get to catch up with you sometime in Phuket. If I get down there, I'll come down and train.
Ah, sounds good. I'll probably still be here.
Yep, and good luck with the fight on the 22nd, 23rd. I'll be watching it, and I'll put the link on YouTube when it comes up. All right, peace out. Thanks very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Elbows allowed. Thank God rules. Beautiful work. Whoa! That's how we do it here. That's how we do it. Our live stream dream team. Uppercut! Uppercut! Oh, this could be over already! With the ground and pound. Look at those ferocious strikes. That is all she wrote. And what is her cardio like? Blood trickling from the nose. Big deal. What a save. That is huge. That is huge. They're going insane. Cross that leg. Great double leg takedown and slams him to the mat. Uh-oh. It's under. He's got it locked. He's got it locked in the finish.